My name is Karla Roberts, born and raised in Las Vegas, Nevada. I work at the Rio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada as the HRIS Director. We have about 1,700 employees and about a dozen contingent workers in our Workday tenant. I was hired by the Dreamscape company to help with the acquisition of Rio. And as part of that acquisition, they decided that they wanted to implement Workday. So not only were we going to take on legacy systems and transfer them into Workday, we were going to take all of that employee data, put it in the system, build business processes for a company and business that we hadn't even seen yet. When they were making the decision on who we were going to use as an implementation partner, our Vice President of Human Resources thought about the relationships she had leveraged in the past. Our executive team really didn't know how to implement Workday, and they were looking for someone that had good standing and good knowledge of what was going to be needed within such a short timeline. We knew that as part of the acquisition and the fast implementation timeline that we had to make sure we were strategic about what we went live with and determine what was a need versus a want. And that meant that when we went live, we wanted our employees to be able to see their information, have it be accurate, and have very easy self-service process flows for them to take on since it was a new system to them. There were a lot of challenges during the implementation because we didn't have access to the data. We didn't have access to the processes because it was an acquisition. So it was almost like we knew we were going to start a business and take a business that was running, almost like changing the wheels on a car while it's in motion. And doing that is a little difficult when you don't have access to all of the information. Invisors helped us in overcoming our challenges with data specifically by giving us access to tools and templates that they had that made it really easy for us to go back to the company we were acquiring this information from and facilitate a really easy conversation about what was missing. I think one of the biggest successes in working with Invisors and our implementation in general is that Invisors just had this really knowledgeable team behind them that we could partner with and bounce ideas off of in a really quick way to be able to make the best decision to go forward. One of those examples that I think through is recruiting. Recruiting is just one of those modules in Workday that you can do just about anything with it. You can go a million different ways. And because in Las Vegas, we need to be able to hire people very quickly. When we communicated that to the Invisors team member that was assigned to the recruiting module, she was able to say, well, what do you think about this idea? Or what do you think about this idea? And really help us refine that process. So on day one, we'd be able to hire people very quickly into our system. Vegas is such a unique town and it's a 24/7 operation. Knowing that our business needed to be able to operate around the clock and our employees should be able to do things efficiently, Invisors was able to help us do that. Since going live, one of the biggest improvements is one single source of truth and one system for our employees. They were used to having to go into 3 or 4 different systems to view things like their pay stubs or their tax documents. Even requesting time off was in a different system. And now our employees have one source of truth. They can log in, look at their data, print their pay stubs, request time off, access their learning, and it's easier for our employees to be able to get through some of the things that they need to do in order to do their job as well. Keeping Invisors on meant that we would have a partner that we could call at a moment's notice when something was wrong and we couldn't figure out how to fix it, or if we wanted to deploy a new module and we hadn't done that before. Invisors was almost like our phone a friend or our lifeline that we could call whenever we needed something. It's important when choosing a partner to make sure that you're choosing a company that has quality and quantity. We were looking for a partner that had a history of successful implementations and would ask the critical questions, and Invisors was able to do that for us. I would 10 out of 10 recommend Invisors to be your implementation partner or even your post-production support partner. They have such knowledgeable team members on each of the Workday modules. So I would say if you're looking for a partner that will listen to what your business needs and not only just take an order, give you some of those best practices and Workday standards, Invisors is absolutely the best partner for that.